Let's be honest, combining Transformers are pretty awesome. Besides the fact that they're giants even in the world of Transformers, I really love a lot of the designs of these combiners. So one day I was thinking about which was the best G1 combiner, so I wanted to make a video talking about it. So instead of me just making a video talking about which are my favorite and least favorite combiners, I wanted my community to decide which were the best G1 combiners. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Speakerhead, and today we're going to be talking about which is the best G1 combiner voted by the viewers. But before we get into this video, if you enjoy any of this sort of content and want to see more of it, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. We have a goal to hit 1,500 subscribers by 2024, so if you want to help me reach that goal, make sure to subscribe. Also, if you enjoy any of the music in this video or just want to support the channel in general, it's all part of my royalty-free music label, Speakerhead Studios. All the music on this label is completely royalty-free, so go ahead and use it for any of your content creating needs. Finally, I want to mention if you want to support the channel directly and get access to some exclusive perks, you can become a channel member today. But now that we got all that out of the way, let's actually start ranking some G1 combiners. So as I mentioned before, this ranking is going to be based on what my viewers voted in my community tab. Essentially what I did is I put out two separate polls for every single G1 combiner, and then whichever combiners were ranked the highest, I ended up making a final poll to figure out the ultimate G1 combiner. And with about 550 votes casted between all three polls, I think we have a pretty good idea on which is the best G1 combiner. And with about 550 votes casted between all three polls, I think we have a pretty good idea on which is the best G1 combiner. But without further ado, let's actually get into the ranking. And to start off, we're going to talk about the least favorite combiner voted by you guys. So starting at the very bottom, the least popular G1 combiner is going to be Abominus. Now I think Abominus looks really cool, but I just feel like we really didn't see him that much in the G1 cartoons, so I just don't think everyone really remembers him that much. So it is understandable why he didn't get that many votes. I did really like the individual members of Abominus, but the actual combiner mode isn't that cool in my opinion. However, he did still get a little bit of love because there were still about 10 people that voted for him. Now moving on to the next ranking, it's actually going to be two separate combiners because they actually got the same amount of votes. And those combiners are Defensor and Menur. Personally, I'm a really big fan of both of these guys. I absolutely love Defensor and I absolutely love Motormaster and the Stunticons. They're just really cool combiners. However, I do understand why both these guys didn't get a crazy amount of votes. For Menur, he's a really cool combiner, but he doesn't have the greatest looking design in my opinion, at least in the G1 cartoon. Many figures have made Menur look much better and much more cool, but in the G1 cartoon he did look a little derpy. And as for Defensor, he wasn't really shown that much in the cartoon compared to many other combiners, so it's understandable why he didn't get many votes as well. And personally, I've always liked the design of Defensor since he always was a bit more chunky than the rest of the combiners. And even though I love both of these combiners, according to my audience, there's still a much better combiner to come. But now moving on to our next combiner on this list, and that's going to be Computron. Now personally, I absolutely loved Computron when I was a kid. I just thought the entire team was really cool, and then I thought Computron was just a really cool looking combiner. And the fact that he was super intelligent was really cool, but I really didn't like his quirk, how he just thought way too long and didn't actually really fight anything. But that being said, that quirk might have made him stand out a little bit compared to the rest of the combiners. And even though Computron and the rest of the Technobots were only in a couple episodes, they clearly left an impact on some fans since they got this far in the ranking. However, that being said, he still isn't the best combiner according to my audience. So now breaking into our top 4 combiners, at number 4 we're going to have Superion. Now by far Superion is definitely the most iconic G1 Autobot combiner. Considering they had multiple episodes dedicated to them, it was very easy to remember these guys. And overall, I think Superion is a really cool looking combiner as well, which really helps. Plus, besides the fact that Superion is one of the few Autobot combiners that we have, the fact that the aerial bots are some of the few flying Autobots just makes them really stand out compared to many other combiners. But sadly, even though he's a really cool combiner, apparently there's still better combiners out there according to you guys. So moving on to our top 3 G1 combiners, at number 3 we have Predaking. Now I'll be honest, I personally thought Predaking would be much higher on this list because I personally think Predaking is a really cool combiner. He's just got this really beefy, menacing aesthetic, plus the wings look really cool on him, so I thought he might be voted much higher. Now just like some of the other combiners I mentioned, maybe it's just because we didn't really see too much of Predaking in the actual show, but considering he got into the top 3 in this ranking, he's still a very popular combiner. That being said, he's still not the most popular combiner. So now moving on to our last 2 combiners, according to my audience, the second best combiner is gonna be Bruticus. And Bruticus is by far my personal favorite G1 combiner. I've always absolutely loved the design for Bruticus, and he was actually the only G1 combiner toy that I had as a kid. I have no idea which variant it was, but it was a weird camoed version, but I absolutely loved it, and I still have 2 of the brawls to this day. But it does make sense why Bruticus was voted so high, because he is just overall a really cool combiner. I really like his massive chest plate, plus I really like the design of his head. I think it looks awesome. And the cannons on his back just show that he's just a combat machine. Plus all the Combaticons on their own are really cool as well, which once again helps them out. But now the moment you all have been waiting for, what is the best G1 combiner, and it's no surprise to anyone, but it is Devastator, according to you guys. And I thought it'd be a little bit more of a competition, but clearly by these votes, everyone agrees that Devastator is the best G1 combiner. But since everyone thinks he's the best combiner, let's actually quickly talk about that. So the reasons why I personally really like Devastator is, first off, I overall really love his overall design. I don't know if it's because he just doesn't have proper feet or something, but I just really love the overall look of Devastator. To me, it's just the most unique design out of all of them. Because after Devastator, when they started becoming 5-man teams, they just started really becoming a general design. And of course that was on purpose because that's how the toys were designed. But Devastator's always been a unique one compared to the rest of the combiners. Plus the individual Constructicons were all really cool, both in the show and as individual toys. And I'll be honest, Scrapper is definitely within my top 10 favorite Transformers of all time. I'm not sure exactly why, but I absolutely love Scrapper. Now there could be plenty of other reasons why other people personally love Devastator, but overall the fans agree that Devastator is the #1 G1 combiner. And right now I just want to give a quick thank you to everyone in my community that participated in this poll. I really appreciate it, it really helped me out. And if you missed out on this poll and you want to take part in the next one, make sure to subscribe so that way you actually see that community tab. But with that guys, that's going to be my video talking about which is the best G1 combiner rated by you guys. Let me know what you think down below. Let me know if you guys agree with this list, which I hope so because you guys voted on it. And also let me know which is your personal favorite G1 combiner. But once again, if you enjoyed this content and want to see more of it, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. And once again, if you enjoyed any of the music in this video or just want to support the channel in general, it's all part of my royalty-free music label, Speakerhead Studios, link in the description. And finally, once again, if you want to support the channel directly, you can become a channel member today. But that's going to be it for me guys. I appreciate you checking out the video and I'll catch all y'all in the next one. Peace. Big shout out to our channel members. Your guys' support helps keep the channel up and running. So once again, thank you guys for all of your support.